1 sec. So, okay, now you should be able to see the presentation.
Yes.
Right, amazing. So I should be able, should I go through both assignments, the first and second one?
Yeah, we could, yeah, but just it should be a really quick overview on everything, more or less. So, like,
Okay.
to go into all of the details, but just the basics. Okay.
So just basically what we did and what were the main points of our
So,
communication plan and
what's the event about? How are you promoting that? And let's just move forward to the next task.
okay, great. So in the first assignment, I'll then quickly skip to the overview of the plan. So maybe that's how it's simpler to explain. So we choose a kid summer camp, and we choose like general physics activity summer camp to include as many children as we can, not like one sport specific, so kids can try out different sports and see what they enjoy, and also just like play together and have fun. And we decided that it would be important to have at least 6 months advance internal communication to plan out the major activities, determine internal stakeholders, roles, who's going to do what. With that, there was some slight miscommunication. Initially, we thought we just have to allocate the roles for ourselves for the team task, but then later, thanks to Ilya, we understood that we actually also had to determine the exact roles for the plan. So we added them as well. And we decided that I would be responsible for creating the content for the communications. So we think we need about 4 months in advance initial campaign with visuals, with posters, which we could post like in schools, kindergartens, because the age is 5 to 11. So it's both like end of kindergarten and start of school. And then Kaur would be responsible for creating the posters. And we could also share the information with our like known trainers inside of our own training groups and so on. Then about 2 months before the event, there should be a follow-up campaign and also social media campaigns, emails, verbal communications again towards the parents and also towards children themselves. And about 1 month in advance, then we would do like the last reminder that the end of registration is nearby. Could you please register if you are interested? Like a follow-up campaign again in social media, via emails, verbal communication. And then Anastasia would be responsible for managing the emails, and Elisa would be responsible for the social media. Anything to add or questions about the first task?
We'll do questions after you're done with everything.
Okay, great. Then for the second assignment, we choose Estonian Football Association to analyze their visual identity. For positive aspects, we thought they have really like well executed advertising promotions. Like they're visually appealing and they're also like very in places where you often would go by or would go through and see them. We like their social media because they are very consistent with like visuals, and they also have high activity. They're posting almost every day. Then we like that they have pictures with large audiences. which indicate that they are popular and also help to gain further popularity. Because when you see like, oh, a lot of people are interested in that, you might also get interested. And they are really heavily promoting all kinds of collaborations with other companies and being really visual about it and having like great campaign videos and things like that. What we think that they could improve, or like the negative aspects, were that their web page design is quite complex. It's hard to find things. It could be simplified and more modernized. The same goes with the logo. So right now it's the one on the left, the just blue and white, and the name is only in Estonian. So it's hard to understand what it is about if you don't understand Estonian. And also like the just blue and white, it doesn't connect with football too much. And we think they could improve it. And on the right, we have a postmark they actually designed for the 100th anniversary of the Football Association. And there you can definitely see it's about football. It includes all the like Estonian flag colors, and you could also add the text in Estonian and English because the name is in 2 different places. They also could manage their YouTube channel poorly because it's visually really like hectic. There are like really different visuals and the content doesn't seem too entertaining. And they don't have short and engaging videos, which are nowadays like really popular and a good method to attract attention. And also we noticed that many of their visuals are targeted at children. So it's, I mean, great to catch the attention of children or parents of children, but they could have also visually more content for youth and adults as well. And then the second part of the second assignment was to pick, well, like create an event and announcement for that. And we choose this time also summer camp, but not for like general physical activities like in the first task, but we decided to do a karate summer camp. So WADA Karate Summer Camp. And we created the announcement. And we decided that our audience is from all different kinds of age, because karate can be practiced from basically 0 to 100. It's really like unique from that kind of perspective, that it's really, there is no age limit. And we decided again that we could use posters, social media, partnering clubs and trainers, emails and verbal communication to share the information about the camp. And which communications channels we would prefer, because we understand we should like choose 2 or 3 and explain why we like these the best. So for this task, we actually picked, we picked this task because we got the inspiration from one other karate camp advertisement for summer camp, and we thought it's like it could be so easily improved. And then we decided that let's try how we would create it. And we think that the posters like are visually really eye-catching and attract local attention. Then Facebook would be great to reach wider audiences, but in their Facebook campaign they had too much text. It was not easily like you look at it and you know what it is about or when it is. And also again, verbal communications are really important because this kind of face-to-face direct contact creates a community feeling.
Your microphones.
Thanks.
Hello, guys. Someone's microphone is on. Please put it on mute. Yeah, continue. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. So verbal communications, because it's like powerful tool, face-to-face direct contact, and it creates a community feeling. And this, then we created this like example, like from this kind of long text Facebook post, we would go to this really simple, like when is it, where is it, who is going to do the trainings, where you can get more information, and then also maybe have links to a like event website or something when there would be more detailed information. But it's nowadays, especially when there is so much information overload, you have to get the most important things like immediately. And that's it, like the really quick summary.
Before you turn your screen off, can you please show me slide number 24?
What number?
24.
24?
Yes. So this is the visual for this camp, right? Or what is this?
Yeah.
So you did it. This visual.
Yeah, we did it. Like I asked some help from my brother, but yes.
Okay. That's really good though. I like it. I like that she brought up YouTube Shorts, as it's actually a really new and trendy thing. So like before, it was easy to go viral with TikTok, then Reels, and now it's YouTube Shorts, whose algorithm is really good for the users. And I saw some of the slides were like dark green. Are there like some difference between those, or yes?
Yeah, I made the dark green ones that we like fixed the first assignment after the feedback, just to like make them stand out a little bit. But
Okay.
otherwise, there is no difference. It's just like added later on.
Well, thanks for that. Let's see if you can turn the screen sharing off now.
Yep.
Let's see if
Here we
anyone
go.
got any questions to ask or give any feedback. No? Okay, then thank you, Margaret, and thanks to your group. But wait, Nina is at work, but Martina from Croatia, please turn your camera on, and let's move to Nikolai and his presentation. Nicola, Cordy.
Sorry, I forgot. I'm
Yes.
actually presenting in this group, but you mean Nicola Tordi, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Prof. Good morning,
Hi.
everyone.
I mean, if
I'm not
there's
doing
anyone,
my best to.
yeah, if like there's anyone else from your group who wants to.
Hello?
Yeah,
presentation.
I'm the person presenting.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. And just I go in the direction of like how I see the faces, you know.
Okay, cool. So should I share my screen?
Yes, absolutely. Go for it.
Okay, so we're group 2, which is composed by Nicola, Cesare, and Lorenzo, who's not here right now, I think. Let's see if Lorenzo made it. No? Okay. So I'm gonna quickly do this.
I mean, if you're more comfortable without the PowerPoint, you can do it without it. Oh,
Okay, let's see. Can you see my screen right now? Yeah. Okay.
yes.
So I'm gonna start with with the flyer, I guess. So this is a flyer of our summer camp. The flyer basically is, the summary, I guess, of the things we're trying to communicate. So I thought that was kind of the best way maybe to start it. So our summer camp is dedicated to kids from 5 to 11 years old. So should I do like a quick overview of the summer camp like the previous student did? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a summer camp, and yeah, so there are a few things that we added based on the feedback that we received from the first presentation, which you'll find in blue. We basically added a few things that I'm going to go through very quick. But so the objective of the communication plan was basically to announce the camp before the camp starts. So this plan is not going to take place during or after. And nonetheless, even though we start before, we're going to also ask people for feedback on whether we were great communicators about the camp or not. So even though we are dealing with something beforehand, we planned for this. Our audience, we wanted to include parents, kids, staff, and volunteers. And the reason why we include kids who are 5 to 11 years old is because after all, they're the ones attending the camp. So we actually want these kids to provide words of mouth about our camp, like by them telling their friends if they like the camp, and they want a friend to join. So we thought this was actually very important. And we think also that, after all, parents are the ones who are going to go and enroll their kids. So of course they need to be taken into account. And and they're usually, I guess, like the main focus for most communication plans, probably at least most that I see around. But we also have a communication plan that includes staff and volunteers for the reason that they're basically going to help us provide the camp. So they're going to be involved in most of the activities, and we want people who have experience or qualification working in such things, particularly because it's a delicate, 5 to 11 years old. They're pretty small kids. Some of the purposes and goals, among which include inclusion, working in groups, and actually like creating a community within the group, having fun, having fair play, creating lasting friendships and memories through physical activity. And so we really focused on these goals to be, nurturing for kids. This is like in a nutshell all of our goals. Among the channels, we think basically we want to spread through mostly word of mouth, because we plan on going to schools to actually, promote this, and also communicating directly with parents. So like I don't know if you noticed, but there was like an open day. And in this open day, we want to communicate, directly with people to see if, sorry, this is not the slide for open day. We want to communicate what they should expect about the camp. So for us, it's very important to have like the person-to-person communication, so that all the other elements are just complementary. So the orientation is also an important one, and which is kind of interconnected with word of mouth, through associations, etc. Then the flyers, the social media, the newsletter are kind of secondary to us, because it's mostly direct communication. We have a few ways of communicating. So we anticipated 1 month before the camp starts, because we're gonna mostly do these sort of meetings and events just 1 month beforehand to like create the hype right at the moment before the camp starts. Then these I already explained, the risks and opportunities. Yep. So this is how we divided the tasks. So Lorenzo, who's not here, for example, he would go to speak the physical educators. Cesare would take care of the flyer distribution. Nicola would gather the feedback from the community. I would take care of the workflow. And yeah, so Lorenzo kind of would represent us in front of other associations. For task 2, we actually we created it on a Google Doc, unfortunately. So this is kind of one of the activities. We prepared this for AIX Perugia. So this would be like a football tournament where anyone who's 14 plus could attend. So this is something separate. This is not really related to the camp, but this is how we understood the task. Sorry, I'm not sure if this was supposed to be related to the summer camp, but we did it kind of, this is a separate thing. So there is, most of the things again are here. So we created a module that people can fill up. It's on Google. It actually exists. We spent some time doing that. And so basically when you see the flyer, you're supposed to scan the QR code, and then it sends you to a module that we created, which is this one, which I don't know if I can open, but anyways. And there you put your information to sign up for this football tournament. So some of the channels are different, because this is a tournament. So this is not the summer camp with all the kids. So in this case, we're communicating through social networks and a little bit of the similar elements to the previous one. And this one is mostly on social networks. Then how we reach them, besides the word of mouth, which is in common to the summer camp, this one is greatly based on the association of Perugia. So it would be like Perugia based. And yeah, there's a payment fee, which is 150, and this one is per team. So this is for, basically to pay for the fees to create the event itself, which is actually not bad, but yeah, so it's basically a tournament of futsal, 7 versus 7, 14 plus can participate, and that's all. And this was another activity for pros and cons. Was that through enough? Was that clear? Not sure if you can still see my screen or not.
Yeah, we can still see it.
Okay.
But don't you have
Any
the task
questions?
where you had to review the visual identity of some other organization?
Sorry?
But do you have the task where you had to like compare, give the review to the visual identity of some other? Yeah, you have it.
Should I also present that one?
Yeah, just quickly.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if I had to present that or not. I was hesitant. Okay, so here it is. This one, you mean, right? So pros and cons of an organization.
Yeah, we cannot see it yet. At least I cannot. What about
Can you
others?
see my screen?
I can see it, but I didn't see the work.
Sorry.
Does anybody else see the screen? No. Maybe try to start it again.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, can you see it now? You see this flyer, for example?
Nope.
It says
Oh.
double click to enter full screen mode. I don't know if you double click or go to the full screen mode, will it be visible then or?
Okay, so if I enter full screen for document, which is in full screen. Haha. Okay, maybe one of my team members can send it.
Yeah. Nicola, maybe you wanna give it a word?
Sorry, Nicola.
Okay.
I tried,
If you have the document of the second task, I don't know if you do. If not, I can try again, but let me see where it is. Or Cesare, I don't know if you have the second task as well.
Looking for it.
Okay, just Nicola, Caesar, can you try to like?
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm looking for it, but
Okay.
uh,
In the meanwhile, Martina from Croatia, once again, please turn your camera on. I hope you're listening and enjoying the presentations of everyone. But seems like not.
what is it?
I wonder if I share just maybe one window, if it would work better.
Yeah, you can try. In the meanwhile, Hilla, yes, Essie, are you from the same group, right?
Yep.
Okay. And then there's Nina and Martina. Okay, yes, we see it now, Nicola.
We can see. Okay, so should I go for it?
Do you see?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
So basically we analyzed Ikes. So we went a little bit through, their mostly the things that we can see on the internet. So we analyzed the logo, for example, that it has the Italian flag. We saw some of and within the positive aspects, we noticed, for example, the newsletter, which is visually like very attractive. It depends on which one you receive, by the way. We discover among group members that some people receive different newsletters from them. But we saw like a very cool one with the lots of graphic designs and stuff, and it was easy. It pops out everything to the eye. Then there's the TV program that promotes members, which we also thought that's an extra effort that usually associations, especially if they're small, they cannot do. They also have a web sender, which is an email marketing tool, which we found that to be great. And they basically spend a lot of time creating international relationships. So like, for example, in this case, we like ourselves are part of this program, and it's involved in an international team, which is us right now. And they have an app and they have an online card that you can easily fill out. So we found that to be particularly positive, because if it's accessible for people to sign up, and a lot of people sign up, which it happens a lot in different cities around Italy, then it must be a positive thing. And on the negative side, instead, we found that the website was not easy to navigate, in the sense that, like, literally where the icons are placed, like especially on the smartphone version, it's not correctly formatted, so it jumps up and down, you know, like it's just not clear at all. Like there's not even the logo of the of the association itself. And yeah, so the visual identity of Ikes across social media doesn't really convey the same message that that it's as if like they don't agree. Like there's like so many Ikes usernames across social media, like they divide it into like cities and stuff, and to the point that it's just hard to really see which one you have to go through. Like the posts are in different formats, so it just seems a little bit messy. That's what we were trying to say. Yeah, and so it's not very original in this context, in the sense that it's just like a flyer with something written, a photo, and that's it. But it doesn't, they could express themselves better through videos of the activities that are done within the organization, or they can also show, I don't know, photos of someone having fun, you know, while they perform the activities themselves. So yeah. Any questions, feedback? I was trying to open the module. I don't know if you were able to see the flyer, in which Nicola maybe can share, because it was actually, we put work into this flyer. So this is, for example, one of the flyers that I don't think you can see the full action. Yeah. But yeah, for example, this flyer is like a step forward, you know, so we try to place things a little bit differently based on like the Ikes posters that we see usually. So we try to put like a QR code and stuff that sends to the module and things like that. And yeah, and then you can see the link on the other side. I'm not sure we can open it.
No.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you then.
Maybe.
Before I start asking questions, is that a question?
Is it?
Feedback?
I don't use them.
Someone's mic is on again. Okay. Can you turn your screen off? Yes. So Martina, that's you. That's your mic. Okay, I'm gonna mute her. Anyways, thanks again for your presentation. And before I start asking questions, is there any questions from other groups or the feedback? Finland, Croatia, Estonia? No, nothing. Okay, so I'd like to point out your great flyer for the first event, which is actually like on point for the main target group. But I do have a question regarding the fact that you want to go and have this word of mouth situations with the kids. Don't you think it's gonna be a bit hard for the kids, first of all, to understand and comprehend it all, especially for 5-6 year olds? And so they're gonna be like, oh my god, I should tell about it to my friends and family, you know. Usually they kind of forget everything that like happens in the past 2 hours. At least that's the like experience I have with the kids in that age.
You're absolutely right. So we actually, what we were thinking was more through like the professors. So the chain, let's say it's going to be like organization that talks to instructors. But yeah, we were not necessarily thinking of meeting up with a group of kids and trying to like explain to them what a summer camp is. No, that would be crazy. But yeah, we were thinking of creating activities in which kids can like play, for example, soccer at the school, and then like through that, maybe the instructor suggests, oh, would you be interested in a summer soccer activity or something like that? This was through word of mouth. We also meant like through just like speaking basically after they show some interest in the
In the sense if you're working directly with the kids, I would suggest that you print out the flyers, still at least like some amount to give to everyone after you've done with your activities or whatever presentation it would be. And maybe even if it's an activity like you're playing football, soccer, whatever it is, you can have a prize for best one, best two, three, you know. So it's like a discount or a free camp for the winner or something like this, you know. So bring the competition moment in for those activities. And thanks for the QR code as well. It's nice to see that you still did some great work there. And if nobody got any more feedback or questions, I would like to move on with the other group. Yes, Moi, you're the next one on my list. Who is gonna be performing today?
From Finland or?
Yes, from Finland.
Okay. Yeah, I have both the documents, so I will be sharing my screen. I will start with the visual identity task. And here are all the people in our group. And we actually started looking at esports organization called Domino Esports. So not the typical one that most of us are currently working with. I don't know actually if I opened the website now. Do you see the website now or do you see the presentation?
I did see it all, but just for the others in case they're interested. Yeah, just open for a second.
Yeah, well, I'll swap here now, you see for sure. So this is the website for them. So you can a little bit see the colors and how does it look like. So it's more interesting than to see our comments when you know what we are talking about. Okay, back to the presentation. And we were discussing how is the visual identity as overall. It has very typical esports scene, dark tones, bright highlight tones, but they also have this pretty professional and sleek look, not using any crazy fonts or anything like that. That it could be just like a company even with the professional style that they have in the website. Also, photography is very vital part of the visual identity, and some of these gaming things might be that pictures are not used that much, but they do. The color scheme has blue and gray tones that are often associated with trust and calmness, and also combining white and these darker colors of with blue is often very Nordic style to do things. And as well, these dark tones are often associated with tech-related things and tech companies. Then we were looking at their logo for a bit, and it's pretty typical thing to do, but it has the letters combined in the logo. And then there is wanted to do a small comparison with Kia, which is the biggest partner that they have. So it has a little bit similar style that you're using the letters that are combined. But it still gives this kind of esport vibe when you are looking at the logo. Then there are some weaknesses. As it's very esport style, it doesn't pop out from the mass as much. The website is organized a little poorly compared to other top esports clubs website. There was small comparison done. You get the feeling that the branding is actually very focused on the partnerships, as they have great partnerships than the whole organization itself. I don't know actually what the next one was. Social media is only pointed at the esports scene. Can you participate with this one? I cannot recall, what was it?
The social media part is only pointed at esports team. For example, when we looked at their like Instagram, Twitter, all these social like media, their visualization is just pointed to esports people. For example, they have on the website that they do these sport events as well, and more of like camp things, LAN events, etc. But there is only pictures of people playing and having like everything together in like gaming atmosphere. So there could be more.
That's true. And then the whole thing, as we mentioned, there was a lot of about the partners that they could a little bit more to give more information and news about the project's event and the backgrounds. Strengths, it's pretty simple and straightforward. The color scheme is uniform throughout the logo, the website, social media, and so it's very well done in that way. And at the same time, it's a weakness that the partnerships are very strongly visited, but at the same time, the partners probably give high appreciation to the fact that they are very well visible in the website. It's the main points are easily accessible on social media websites, and the font is nice and using clear and professional. For this one, then we had the task to think about an event and also create the ad for it. So this would be an event, few days for people who are interested in video games and lectures and esports and these kind of community events in this field. And also there is partnerships would be part of this event, sponsors, entrepreneurs, companies. And the biggest way to reach the audience would be social media platforms. These people are active on web pages and so on. They probably will not read it from the newspapers. But at the same time, cool like these posters could be in like universities and have then people talking about the event and try to spread the word in friends groups and so on. And of course, event website would be a big part of the event. Here is the ad we created for this one. It's pretty straightforward. Time, place, what's the agenda, and then a catchy ending line. And then we discussed how to get participants. This is partnerships and sponsors. We mentioned event website marketing. Then we also, this would acquire an actual sales, probably to get partners and so on. So participating in events and trying to reach the people out there would be a good thing to do. And also an email marketing campaign to be part of this one. Social media channels we named here, Twitter, Discord is a very big platform for this audience compared to other sports events maybe. Facebook, event webpage, and Instagram. And I'll then jump to the next one, as that's how we did it also with the other groups. So then I'll jump to the other task, which was the communications plan for the sports camp. And at this point, I have to mention, when somebody said based on the feedback, our group just realized that there has been a feedback. So this is not updated based on the feedback. So there is many things that haven't been fixed, but just to let you know, for example, getting these nice sports team photos. No, we are not having American football camp, but still we had a picture of it here. This was just the plan, what needs to be on the ad. And this ad was not made by us. It was one of our team member who has done this for an actual camp that's happening, that was basically for the almost the same age group. And here is the...
I can explain.
Oh, you can do it. Thanks.
Yeah, I can. It's a real camp that is happening in late summer, and sports school that happens in like start at the summer holidays. So there is two camps. and it's in the same pamphlet, so it's easy to read. There is the when it is, what's happening, where, what age groups, who is it from, and yeah, where you can get in. What is the website where you sign in? Yeah, and yeah, it's pretty simple, and there is photographs of last year summer camps in the same places, and
Sorry, so if it's a real flyer, I would like to give you a straight comment right now. This
Yeah.
price moment is a little bit too much in your face, you know. So
that price that is in the middle, it's from the both of them.
yes,
when
yes,
you're
I
both.
noticed that it catches too much attention. So you should just like focus on the activities and Letelieri and the first one and put the price if you want to have the price somewhere on the flyer. It should be somewhere down there, like for example in the middle of the reds and whites on the very bottom and smaller.
Okay.
You just like
That
so
sounds-
right now the first thing I see is the price because that's the only dark spot and it's pretty much bold and big, you know. Just
That's
a
true.
comment if you need it.
Yeah. We take that and we will look at it. Thanks.
Okay. Then very briefly, we wanted to communicate the best summer camp in the town. Our audience is, well, we have this communication plan coming later, so there you can better pick up what communication action is for who, but mostly for the kids and of course their parents because they are making the decisions. And of course, we would want to get a lot of kids participating, do great communications, and of course create a high quality sports camp. So soon we will check out the communication plan. So here we are defined in a way that the blue like tasks are for the organizing partners, so who are actually together with us creating the camp. The green one is marketing, trying to spread out the word of our event or our sports camp. And orange is then when we actually have people who have already enrolled, who are in it with it. So what kind of marketing or what kind of communications we are going to have for them. So we will of course start with the organizing partners, trying to figure out who will be working at the camp, what's the catering, do we need to book locations, do we need volunteers for the events. So almost all of the communications in the beginning are with the organizing partners. So when with those partners, we have also created the ads. We know what we are doing. It's time to start marketing outside our own small organization. These are not in a way that this is the best or anything. These are just like different things that we could do. Marketing in schools for kids, giving flyers to give home, or some other organization that kids are at. Email marketing for parents. Well, I know all that feedback now and I just read it, but but for example, if we would be a sports club and we would have members, we could then use those email addresses, but I will go back to the feedback later on. But we were thinking that one thing would be actually if it would be possible to go for a school visit, if they have like a parents' night or something, and so the kids and let the parents know what we will be doing, as it's much more bigger influence to have face-to-face meeting. Then we were also thinking partnering up the local sports club, of course, those ones that doesn't have their own camps, to get more audience and maybe utilizing their communication channels if they have newsletters or so on. Then we are thinking about social media marketing. We add a Facebook there because it's very good to use these local groups that you have in Facebook there. If it's in a certain area, it's very easy to share there. and Instagram. Of course, there is other ones as well, but we pointed out these two, maybe the most popular ones. When we have the enrollments, of course, when you enroll, you will get this like thank you for enrolling and so. But for this like mass communications, latest 1 week before, it's have to good to know letter for the parents what to take with, all kind of instructions. Also, before the camp is very good to team up with all the instructions and everyone who are organizing the camp and what kind of communications we want to have also in person during the camp. Well, when you have the camp going on, it's very good social media content to have if you have good permissions and so on, but something is happening. And after camp communications, of course, this basic thank you messages for participating, maybe creating some kind of campaign that you can discount for the next year's camp if you enroll early. And also utilizing the hype that the event is creating on social media, like, okay, we had this awesome camp and maybe you should be there next year. And it's not a basketball camp either, even though I'll have a picture of basketball here. But we were discussing the possible challenges. The right timing is always difficult. We don't want to start too early that people will forget about it, but we don't want to be too short that people have other plans. So that's always a very big challenge. Not too early, but not too late. Kids camp, you could have all your children's friends joining and kids want to go, but marketing or the information doesn't reach the adults. So the adults, the parents need to be very well taken into their communications plan. Other sports camp might steal your attention. You need to do some background when there are other people are having these sports camps. If you can see from the last year when they have started your communications, how do you stand out from the other camps? Yeah, that's about it. Now I'll open for comments.
Yes, thank you. You can now stop sharing the screen so I can see the faces. Thanks. Any questions? Any feedback? Nothing? Okay, I do have some questions. So first of all, yeah, it's a disappointment that it's not American football, as I really wanted to see that happening. But talking about the organizations you would like to collaborate with for the camp, could you like give some examples who that might be?
Yeah, well, when we say in organizations, I would say maybe in the beginning when we are planning, of course, the city is if you rent out the spaces, normally the city owns them. Might be that someone else is owning. If you have ice hockey camp, of course, it's often a private worker, at least in Finland. And then, well, if you want to organize the food, then you have catering companies. If you are buying insurances for the participants, then you have the insurance company. Then if you're thinking about the marketing point of view, it could be the sports club, or even if a local gym have a newsletter and you can join up, okay, we have this camp and you can have some kind of cooperations with them. I think often with these partnerships, only creativity comes in mind. If you want to cooperate with the local ice cream factory, you can have a cooperation.
Okay, like my point was more about marketing communication wise. If you're partnering with someone, what would you like offer them back? For example, partnering with a gym. So what would be like their part there, like what they're getting from you?
Well, for like gym, if you want to have, of course, if I'm a sports club and I would be organizing this one and I would have already members and I would have the email list that it is already there, then if they could have in our newsletter information for the parents, like, okay, mentioned the name of this camp or this organization, then you can get small discount for the gym. And then, of course, we want to reach the kids of the like adults going there. So then they can use all channels to market to their gym, the gym to the parents and we can use the parents going to the gym to market to their kids, for example.
So I don't know if you've seen the feedback. I just finished reviewing your work yesterday, the second one, the black one. But I really liked your social media choices because the Discord and Twitter, that's where all of the nerdy people are at. So this is really point on, well done, and also really well analyzed visual identity. Like for example, I myself I didn't notice, and I was trying to like hard to understand where you see the letters in the logo, but as you explained, I was gonna like I started to see it somehow. But yeah, this was well done. So thank you. We can move to the next group from Croatia, Nina and Martina. Hi, girls. Nina, I see your mic is actually on, but I don't see the picture and I don't hear your voice. Okay, let me try to reach them somehow. Text them. Oh wait, Nina is at work. Okay, but what about Martina? She also at work. So in case they're not gonna respond in a second, we can actually finish. Okay, so they must be working together in this case. Yes, Martina is also working. So if you have any feedback to me or directly or to this whole model class of communication, you can send me the email or through directly at this little website we have for this whole course. Sorry, I don't know the name of it, so I just used it twice. But yes, thank you all for participating. I really hope that you enjoyed this course and got something at least to learn and memorize for your future activities as trainers, trainees, or organizers and managers, obviously. So yes, thank you all, and I would love to get some feedback from you for the future.
Yeah, it was actually very great. I thought it was very fun, like all the videos that you included. I think I watched them all. It was super fun. Like I actually had fun following through like the presentation and stuff. So I enjoyed it a lot. To be honest, there was one thing that wasn't super clear. I have to be super honest with you. Just like the assignment, like the description of the assignment, I don't know who wrote it, but it wasn't super clear, and it was just like, you know, we couldn't really understand what specifically the assignment wanted from us, but that's all. For the rest, it was actually amazing, to be honest. Like it was over the top, like what I would have expected out of a communications module.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to like overdo you with the information, you know, because the whole point of this model is not to make you a communication specialist, you know, just to give you some overview of what's happening in this field. But it's good that you mentioned the homework part. Yeah, it was written by me, but let's put it this way, like I haven't done this online thing without any contact before, so it was like the first experience for me, and yeah, it's good to learn in this case. But you've all done it really well in the terms that communication is a creative thing, and you all have done your part, like the way you understood it, which is showing your creativity. So yeah, that's. So well, thank you all for showing up, and enjoy your summer and the weekend. Okay, bye bye.
Sorry,
Ah.
it's impossible to work on the second task because we put a lot of effort on it. Then, but we created the word instead instead of the PowerPoint. So we
Yes, I'm gonna grade all of the works later on. Just some of the groups uploaded the first one really late, so I had to deal with them before I had. And today, tomorrow, I'm gonna grade all of your works.
In the sense that we got, for example, the feedback from our second task, and we wanted to rework on it, but
Oh,
we don't know if you would have like the opportunity for us to apply reworks on our tasks.
Is it somehow like important for you to do like grade wise? I guess you're gonna like get done with the model anyway. It just I don't know how this platform they're using works. You know, if it's possible for them to do, but you can send me the email and explain the situation for them if that's like really important for you. It just the final work, as I've told you, which is questionnaire you're gonna have after this class. This is the main one, as I understood. So yeah,
Okay.
okay.
so don't worry, everything's gonna be fine.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So okay, guys, bye bye.
Bye.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice
Bye.
day. Bye.